Well, hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Status Checks with Chaplain. This is a quick 5 or so minute video with no frills or gimmicks, just straight talk about some tips and tools to help you maintain your sanity as a first responder. In this particular video, I want to talk about the decompression break. It doesn't matter if you're a firefighter, a police officer, or a 911 operator. There are times in our careers that we see the saddest of sad situations and are exposed to the truly unfairness of life. I'm not going to ask if you have ever walked away from a call thinking that what you just experienced is not the way life is supposed to happen, because in this line of work, that's something that happens. So that would be a dumb question. And yes, dumb questions do actually exist, no matter what your elementary teacher once told you. In the profession of emergency response, the worst day of someone's life is just our workday. And because of that, we're exposed to some really bad bleep. There are times we find ourselves with that feeling of why? How? That's not the way the world is supposed to be. A lot of these times we connect these to calls involving kids, but I've seen it creep into calls involving just sad and unfair circumstances. Honestly, it's different for each of us. And you should never judge your emotional reaction or non-reaction based on someone else's emotional reaction or non-reaction. If you walk away from a call with that feeling of dread and deep sadness, it's not because you're weak or that something's wrong with you. It's simply because you're human. It is at this point, after that call, that it is vitally important that you take a decompression break. Just a few minutes to decompress from the call and process your experience. Find your center, calm your nerves so that you can be 100% for the next call that comes in. So here's how it works. If at all possible, you need to take yourself out of service. A decompression break doesn't take long, 15 to 30 minutes, just long enough to process and get yourself back into the right frame of mind. Going out of service removes the expectation that you're going to have to go right back out again. Your brain needs an expectation break. When you're in service, a part of your brain is always turned on. So if at all possible, remove that expectation so you can truly focus on processing and decompressing. Now, some of you are saying to yourself, but Chaplain Pat, I can't go out of service. Well, suck it up, buttercup, because you can still decompress and process. Going out of service is not a have to, but if you can do it, do it. It's during this downtime that you need to do some self-care. Self-care looks different for each of us, so you have to do you. You might want to call home and talk to a loved one for just a few minutes. Go outside, get some fresh air, take a quick walk, hit the treadmill for a few minutes, get something to eat. Sit down and choose to drink a big glass of water. Practice some positive self-affirmations. Yes, you did a good job. Yes, you did everything you could do in that given circumstance according to the tools and training you have. Listen, if you can be your own worst critic, then you can be your own best cheerleader. My wife tells me all the time I'm a hero in my own mind, and honestly, that's all that counts, right? You should do some breathing exercises while you think about and process what you just experienced. Let the emotions move through you and acknowledge them. Call it for what it is. If you're sad, you're sad. If you're angry, you're angry. If you feel broken, you feel broken. Remember, it is okay not to be okay. Why? Because you're human. You just experienced a horrifically sad situation. If you need to cry, then get it on. Tears are just words your mouth can't form. Now, if you're really paying attention, you've heard me say this a few times. Process the emotions. Process through what you experienced. Processing emotions is about learning to understand, make sense of, and deal with emotions in a healthy, productive way. Processing your emotions involves the key skills of noticing, naming, and accepting. That's what you want to do during a decompression break. Now, before you go back into service, check in with your crew, another officer or the 911 operator sitting beside you. It's called peer support. And no, you don't have to be a member of the peer support team to do peer support. We are all responsible for supporting each other. So check in, talk it out, and go back in service. A decompression break is going to give you a few minutes to process the experience, get yourself back into the right frame of mind to be 100% on the next call when it comes in, if it comes in. Oh, yep, there it is. Phone's ringing, tones are going off, the MDC in your car is beeping. Another trauma, another tragedy, another day on our streets. Doing what we all do best, serving and protecting, standing in the gap between life and death, justice and injustice. And what an honor. What a true honor to be that one, to be you. All right, until next time, thanks for watching. Please never hesitate to reach out to me, to peer support, to a mental health provider, because while it's okay not to be okay, the key is, what are you doing about not being okay? Thanks for watching.